Hayley. How are you?
I'm so good, Remy. How are you?
Yeah, it's so good. It's so lovely to connect with you. You having fun?
Absolutely. And I can resonate so much with Tegan. Far out. We've been on such a similar journey.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And we joined same month of the year too. So
Earlier in February.
yeah, so I joined, I think at the start of February this year.
Congratulations. And you've earned back your course fees?
Yeah, I've earned back double my pro coach fees.
You have all done so much better than I did in my first 6 months. You know that. You just so good to hear. I love that. It must feel so good to know that how did it feel when you started? Did you feel it was a big risk to invest that kind of money? What was your thoughts when you began? How did it sit with you? Because it's a big investment.
Yeah, I was really aligned. So when I knew I wanted to coach, I knew I wanted to make a difference, and I knew I wanted to help people. When I actually joined the program, I came in at master's level because I thought Pro Coach was this exclusive group that you had to get through master's level. And when I had my first call with Shiva, she's like, why aren't you doing Pro Coach? Your vision for what you want in life is out of alignment with the level that you're doing. And I realized that there was a little bit of fear holding me back in terms of thinking where I could go or what I could do. And so when I stepped into Pro Coach, it was really aligned. And so the decision for me was really simple because I had real clarity coming into this. And yeah. I think though it's been more than I ever expected though. So I've got so much more in the 6 months than I ever thought possible.
You're awesome. I love it. So everybody knows what we're talking about in code here. If you're not familiar, there's the Foundations program, which is the one that I spoke about earlier, which is just under $1,000 investment. Then there's the Practitioner program, which we just spoke to Tegan about, which is the next level up. Then there's the Master Practitioner, and you've gone to the very top program, the Gold program, the Professional Coach level, which is our ultimate 3-year part-time program. You still get to do it in your own terms, in your own way. I'm sure you're being very flexible with how you approach it, but it's 20 modules. It's a big program, isn't it? Do you think you'll ever get through all the content, ever?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'd like to say yes, but the answer is most likely no.
But here's the thing, how much percentage? So most people, when I say, can you move the arrow off the face, off Hayley's face, please? Most people, I've got a big mouse right on your face. It's just moved. Thank you. So most people, when I ask them this, say they got through 10% of the content to earn back their course fees. How much percentage of the content do you think you used to achieve making it so there's just no risk in joining the program?
I wouldn't even say 10%. I would say I'm only through 5%. Honestly, 5%, including business skills training. Yeah, it's phenomenal because it's set out in such a step-by-step process. Like Tegan said, you're literally just moving to the next step. And then you get that done, and then you move to the next step, and you move to the next step. And I think before I come into this, I thought coaching was really daunting. And I'm like, how am I going to get from here to where I want to be? But then when I come in and realize it's just a process. And when you can follow that process, you don't have to start thinking about how big the gap is. You can just look at tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And that was phenomenal for me because it gave me clarity. But I'm like Tegan, I've got 3 boys. And so time is of the essence. So I had to make sure that I could structure it in a way I could fit it in. So being able to do that has allowed me then to be able to structure my time really well. Also go into structuring my time in my business really well also, because I'm 2 days a week. So at the most, because I'm juggling obviously family and study. So 2 days a week is all I'm doing at the moment.
You are a rock star. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's felt really good. And it's something that I didn't think was possible. I thought, yeah, whatever. I've heard lots of success stories about coaching and the time that they're spending. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I didn't think it was possible, but I was very clear coming in how I did want to structure my time around family and kids. And we also have a farming business as well. I'm a farm girl and we live in regional Victoria. So we've got a farming business, plus I'm studying and running after kids. So I was really clear on what I wanted life to look like. And I really just started from the start, understanding how much I'd like to earn, plus then where that fits in with time. And so what I need to be earning within those 2 days to hit the targets that I want. And then still be really happy and really joyous around me without being super crazy, stressfully busy, which is probably where I used to be.
Yeah. How wonderful. So you're in regional Victoria, so you're not in a big city. So anyone who's thinking I can't do it because I don't have a big community around me, you've done it online and you've done it the way that we show you, obviously. I realize what you've done, but I just want to take my hat off to you because you haven't let any of that be an excuse. How wonderful.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I've been online right from the start. So there's no barrier to starting because I had no excuse. I could just be out there and get out there.
Wow. Okay. I'm in awe of you. What's been, do you think, the biggest benefit for you in doing this? So you said yes, expecting what? And then what really helped you? What's been the biggest thing for you? Because most people say, I joined to become a coach, or I joined to get accredited, or I joined because I want the study and I want the tips and tools. What's it for you?
The biggest thing for me that's given me so far is confidence, and confidence in myself. And it's not just kind of an idea backed by desire that, yes, I'd like to be a coach, but it's actually the confidence in myself to carry out the coaching, and also to be able to push my boundaries in terms of who I'm collaborating with. And it's given me a sense of trust, knowing that things are working out okay. Because I contract coach to an organization who teaches self-development for farming. And so I'm a coach within that space. And also it's been great because what that has opened up for now is opportunities. So they're looking at me and the level of coaching that I'm bringing in, which is now setting the standard for what they want other coaches to be within that organization. But I'm also becoming the coach in my niche within that. And there's also opened up to working collaboration with them in terms of, putting my zone of genius into that space, as well as then speaking commitments on stage, because, there's 300 or 400 farmers that are within this group that I coach for. So it's directly in my niche. There's just endless opportunities. And I've found that the more I just learn and apply and teach and have confidence in myself and have confidence in the value that I give. And like you, I've been on my professional development journey for a few years. So I've accumulated hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to accumulate just the knowledge that I have. So it's given me the confidence to transfer that knowledge into actually being able to help other people on a level that I actually get paid for it.
Congratulations. Did you dream this would happen?
No, not at all. I didn't, not this quick. Like I always dreamed that this would be progression. And it's interesting. Like I the first time I stepped foot inside the room with these farmers, I was like, I'm going to be a coach here. And I wasn't even coaching, didn't even have any skill level, didn't have anything. And it's really progressed. And the more I let it progress and I do my thing, the quicker it unfolds, which is phenomenal. And it's blown my mind.
This is such a great story. And you've got 3 kids. How is it impacting your family life?
Listening to Tegan, like I had so much smiles because we've got quite a big gap. So we have a 13-year-old boy, 11-year-old boy, and then a 2-year-old. So there's quite a big gap between our last 2. And you can see that the 13-year-old was probably exposed to more unresourceful patterns let's call it pre-change or, pre us working on ourselves. And so it's really interesting because he's really modeling us. It's interesting. The more that we change, we can see that he's realizing that maybe what he's carrying hasn't, been resourceful, and he can see where we're really trying to change. And then our 2-year-old is so much, he doesn't have all of that stuff, that conditioning and everything wrapped around him. He's grown up in a complete different environment. And so his boundaries, like Tegan's son, is really strong. And we're very mindful of, helping him create that boundaries, his confidence and everything. It's a complete different spectrum and I can see it every single day the power of conditioning and the power of what we do as parents and the ripple effect that we have beyond us. And I think it's just, you know, the earlier we can do this work, the better. And it's really, we're coming in for this really for professional development and working on us first. And I love that you said that, because my worst case scenario coming into the coaching institute, if I didn't happen to love coaching, which I do, is the fact that I was going to get a lot of benefit for myself first. And, you know, if that was worst case, and I was still winning.
Yes, that's what it was for me as well. I thought, okay, if the one thing I walk away from is one tip on how to be a more effective human being, it's been well worth the journey. And now 20 years later, it's just fantastic. So what would you share with someone who's sitting there still thinking about it? What's it like on the other side of yes?
Oh, it's amazing. And I think if you're sitting there thinking about it, I think just do it. Because once you get into the content, you know whether you want to do it or not. And as you said, you get the first 2 modules free and you get access to that. So you're going to know. And worst case, you come out of it with some really quality, like professional development, and you're going to come out a different person regardless. So I think just do it would be my answer to that.
For $97, which is all it is for the first month, which you will get back if you don't love it, which everybody does. Nobody's ever activated. No one has ever activated, I'm not loving it, which I think is fantastic. You get to find out if you love it, and you get to join this community. What's the community meant to you?
Oh, it's been everything. And just to probably answer another part of that question before is what I would like to ask people who are sitting on the fence. What's it going to cost you to not make that decision and not press that button? Because usually, you know, it's going to cost you more from not doing it than it is to be still sitting here in 12 months' time. And going on then to the community. So the community support then is a massive part of that. It's phenomenal. You're actually in a space where there's like-minded people. And if we're the sum of the 5 people we're hanging out with, my God, we're in like a highly successful place. And if we can be modeling those around us, then we can't help but be successful. And like Tegan said earlier, as long as, you know, if we're not feeling like we're supported, to reach out, because there's always somebody within the community, whether that's fellow coaches, whether that's the amazing support team, whether that's anybody within this community. Everybody is so welcoming and so friendly and will help out with whatever you need.
Yep, exactly. And I know someone once posted, this is just a small example, they posted, I just need some help with, it was like being coached on something, 13 people volunteered to coach them for free. I'll help. Yes. I'm in Canada. I don't mind the hours. I'm in New Zealand. Let me know. There was just this outpouring of support, and that's every single time. No post goes unaddressed. No one is ignored in the community. That's literally the way the community is such high quality. So I'm way over time, but I've loved chatting with you. Thank you so much. So what is it you'd want to say to before you go? What would you have said to your previous self when you were thinking about, did you think very long about joining us?
I actually thought about it for probably on and off for like 12 or 18 months. I would come to the website and then I would go away, and I would come to the website and go away. And it wasn't until you were on a podcast with Kerwin Ray, and I think I was in a complete different space then, that every single thing you said was like, that's it, I'm done. I have to join. So when I got to that point, it was like really easy. So, sorry, what was your question again? I've lost it.
Oh, you're doing great.
I was going to say, I just got caught up in that. And I'm like, where am I going with that?
You're doing great. I love it. So for you, you'd thought about it and there had always been us, or had you done research?
I had done a little bit of research. And I had some people that I knew had been through the program that I reached out to and just asked around the quality of that. But it was more a values alignment for me. It was more than knowing that once I joined, I would be fine. Oh, I remember your question now. So what I would say to myself, like previous 18 months, is why did you wait so long? Like, why did you wait so long? Because what I've learned in the last 6 months has far outweighed what I learned in the last 18 months sitting on the sideline, just reading a book myself or delving into my own space. And I'm just like, oh my God, why didn't I do it earlier? is probably exactly what I would say.
What I would say to that is, I am so grateful you did choose us. I don't mind that it took that long, but I appreciate how you feel about it. I just love that you and Tegan are part of our community and you chose us. The win is with us. I'm so grateful. You add so much value. You bring so much goodness to our community. It's people like you that make it what it is. And I just want to say to you both, I'm so, so grateful to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much. All right, let's give Hayley a huge hand. Thank you. Give it up for Hayley. Go nuts.